Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Well, it's spooky season. This is my favorite time of the year, and today I'm bringing you a video of my top 10 games to play during Halloween. Now, when I did this list, not everything I would be considered a horror game per se, but I think it would be appropriate to play during the Halloween season. There's some games that you're probably surprised that are not on here. For example, Mansions of Madness, unfortunately, is not on this list because I haven't played it. It's on my shelf of shame. I'm looking at it right now. It's looking at me begging to be played. But I just haven't had the chance. I've had it for 4.5 years. And, games come in to get reviewed. I have a bunch of other stuff to do as well. And it's a shame that I have not been able to table it. But I'm 99% sure that when I do get to play it, it will appear on this list next year. So let's get right into it. Now, these are in no particular order. I'm just going from 1 to 10, just games that I thought would be great to play during the season. And number 1, we're going to start off with a solo game called Final Girl. So I've been eyeing Final Girl for a few years now since I saw it at PAX. I am a big 80s horror fan, especially the slasher movies, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all those movies. And the reason I never picked it up because I'm not a solo gamer, but I kept hearing great things about it. It's a pretty inexpensive game, and I finally picked it up about a 2 months ago, and I picked up obviously the core box and 2 scenarios, and I'm liking it a lot. It's so rich with theme, especially if you are a fan of horror movies and that slasher genre. It does everything right, and I'm really liking what it's doing. I'm going to be doing a review soon on it. Spoiler, I do like it a lot. But yeah, great game to play during the Halloween season. Even though it is a solo game, it is a great solo game. It is an inexpensive solo game that you should check out. I believe the core box is like $15, and you can pick up a scenario for $20 or less. But yeah, that's going to be number 1, Final Girl. Number 2 is going to be another somewhat solo game, and that's Arkham Horror, the card game. The box alone, when you buy the game, straight out the box, you can play with 2 players. If you buy 2 boxes, you can make it up to 4. I would not play with 4. But again, Arkham Horror, the card game, is one of my favorite games of all time. It is loaded with theme, obviously in the Lovecraft universe. It's got a little bit of RPG elements to it. I only play it solo, surprisingly, and I like it a lot. It's got a great story to it, a bunch of expansions. And each expansion just keeps getting better and more difficult. It's not that easy of a game, but yeah, a great game to play during the season and one I highly recommend. That's going to be number 2, Arkham Horror, the card game. Number 3 is a game that came out this year, and that is Nightmare Cathedral. So Nightmare Cathedral is an area control game. It is horror themed. But I will say right now, the theme is not that strong. I'm going to be doing a review soon. I want to get a few more plays in before I do a review, but I'm liking it a lot. So the art is based off this Polish artist. He passed away in the late 90s. It's actually in the instruction booklet. There's actually a little bit of a story about him. But yeah, all these figures and the art and the cards in this game are based off his artwork. And it's got this horror theme, very H.R. Giger type work. If you don't know who H.R. Giger is, he helped create the Alien figure back in the 70s. He's known for very gothic type of work, and it's got that feel to it. Like I said, the theme doesn't really come out that well. I'll save that for the review, but it is a great area control game that has some Euro elements in it. I don't know if it's at retail right now because, again, it was a game found. But if you are a horror fan, it is a great game to play during the holiday season, especially if you like area control games. So that's going to be number 3, Nightmare Cathedral. Number 4 is Unmatched, Cobble and Fog. So Unmatched, great 2-player game. There are a ton of different versions out there. I just picked up the Marvel versions for King and Country and was it Brains and Brawn, the Spider-Man one. But this is more of the horror-themed one. I think there was another one that has, I forgot. I think they had a horror figure in it, but it wasn't a full horror. But this is more of in the horror universe. You got Dracula, Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, and Sherlock Holmes. But yeah, a great. Unmatched is a really pretty popular game, a little skirmish game, 2-player skirmish game where you're playing cards, trying to defeat the other player. But Goblin Fog, great one to add to play during the Halloween season. I mean, I recommend all of them, but for Halloween, I think people will be happy with the Goblin Fog version. Number 5 is one of the first board games I have ever purchased. Well, modern board games. And that is Letters from Whitechapel. Letters from Whitechapel is a hidden movement game where one player plays as Jack the Ripper and the other players play as a policeman trying to corner him and trap him, trying to find his hideout. So it starts off, you choose a place where one of the people he murdered, an area on the map where he murders someone, and you're trying to make it back to your hideout every round. And it keeps getting tougher each round as the police slowly start to close in on you. Great hidden movement game. I think it still holds up to this day. I think it can run a little bit long. I know there's faster versions out there, but I'm still happy with my copy. It's a game that got me into this hobby. It will forever stay in my collection, even though I don't get it to the table that much. I know there's another similar game. I don't want to say it's similar, but Fury of Dracula is another one I've been trying to table for a while. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to, but again, another game that will most likely end up on this list once it gets tabled. But yeah, that's going to be number 5, Letters from Whitechapel. Number 6 is going to be a dungeon crawler that I finally got to play, and that is Cthulhu Death May Die by Eric Lang and Simon Games. I purchased the game a few months ago, tabled it about a month, 2 months ago, and I instantly fell in love with it. It's really hard. But yeah, it's a dungeon crawler, and you're playing with characters from like Cinematic Universe. Like, they got a guy that looks like Indiana Jones. I know the Firestarter chick from the Stephen King movie. She's in there as a character. It's I don't want to say it's like the Arkham Horror universe. It adds a little bit of the same. Like it's got the mythos and all that stuff, and you're trying to prevent the like Cthulhu from coming through the portal and just beating the crap out of you. A really tough game, one of the best dungeon crawlers out there, and one of the best that I've ever played. Great game to play during Halloween. That is Cthulhu Death May Die. Number 7, I wouldn't particularly call this a horror movie, but Rear Window, based off the Alfred Hitchcock movie. I played this game a few months ago. I bought it on Amazon, had it on sale. And it's a semi-cooperative game. So it could either be cooperative or semi-cooperative depending on which game you play. So one person plays as a director, and the other people play as they're trying to figure out who committed the murder, where they committed the murder, and what they committed the murder with. It's a little bit of like a guess who type, but the director has to try to make them guess it by playing certain cards. And if there was a murder, the director has to try to make sure that that the other players don't win. They don't figure it out. I might have said that wrong. I forgot, but yeah. But great. Rear Window was a really fun game. I haven't gotten to review it yet, but a really good party game, fairly family weight, but a lot of fun to play during the Halloween season. That's going to be my number 7, Rear Window. Number 8 is, again, not really a horror game, but I think it's somewhat appropriate to play during the season, and that is Chronicles of a Crime. Now, if you haven't played Chronicles of a Crime, is an app-based board game where you're trying to figure out the crime figure out the murder. Again, it utilizes the app on your phone. Really easy to get to the table. It's a game my wife really enjoys a lot. Really difficult as well. I don't think we've won once. Either we're playing really bad or it's really that tough. But yeah, Chronicles of Crime, a great cooperative party game that you should definitely check out if you haven't played. Again, another one with a bunch of expansions. I know there's like an 1800 one or 1400 one. There's like a future one, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun, fairly inexpensive. You can pick it up at Barnes and Noble, I think, for like $20, $25, maybe even cheaper than that. But yeah, Chronicles of a Crime. That's going to be my number 8. Number 9 is actually the first game I reviewed for this channel, and that is Psycho Killer, the card game. So Psycho Killer, the card game, is a little bit similar to Exploding Kittens. I like it more than Exploding. I mean, I think Exploding Kittens is fine. It's a quick little filler game. But Psycho Killer is in the same realm. You know, it's a quick little filler game that you know, you're playing cards, trying not to and you're trying to it's like set collect, and you're trying not to get the pick up the Psycho Killer card. Played it a bunch of times. I find it to be a lot of fun. You know, nothing, you know, crazy. Very inexpensive game. I don't know if I've seen it at retail. Again, because that was a Kickstarter, and it came in this awesome VHS case, and it came with a few expansions. But yeah, nice, quick little party game that I think you guys should check out. That is Psycho Killer, the card game. Number 10, the last one on this list, is going to be Legendary Alien Encounters. Now, I think this game is out of print now. I bought it a few years ago, and man, this game is so much fun. This is so in the Legendary system, so if you've ever played Marvel, it's somewhat similar to it. You know, you have these face-down cards that are going through these different rooms, and you don't know if it's like the alien or something else, and you're trying to figure out and go through the scenario. So it's definitely different than than Marvel Legendary. It's a type of game that, you know, you could have both in your collection. But Alien Encounters is, oh man, it's so good. It's got that, you know, that feeling of terror, even though it's just a card game, and it's really, really hard. You can play it solo. You can play. I don't think I would recommend it more than 2, maybe 3, but I think 4 is too much. But yeah, such an incredible game. It's a shame I don't think it's in print anymore. Hopefully it comes back. I know there was a few expansions out there that allow you to play. I know there was one that allows you to play as the queen and go against the other players, because just the base game itself is a cooperative game, but it's still one of the best cooperative games out there. So yeah, that's going to be my top 10 games to play during Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you know, please leave them in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Helps this little channel grow. And I hope you guys have a great Halloween season. And just keep on playing some spooky games. Until next time, guys.